Well, hello everyone again. As you might be able to hear, I'm a bit sick, and that's why I won't be detecting in the next couple of days. Besides, I don't have a lot of time anyway, so excuse the sneezing, etc. So this just arrived. I ordered this online on eBay, which is a original German M42 Stahlhelm shell. As you can see, it's been used by the fire department, and I thought I'd restore this one. And why not also show you, whilst I try to at least, because I don't have a plan to get the paint off yet, because you can see it's really thick. So this luminescent paint, as you can see, it's shines in the dark. But you can see it's a original World War II produced shell made by Quist DN550, and there actually aren't all that many Quist made M42 shells out there, so it's actually relatively rare to find them. Though this one has seen quite a harsh life. As you can see, it's got a couple of dents, and yeah, but I think the thick paint actually protected it quite well, and the shell underneath should be in really nice condition. So yeah, and it also has this stamping right here, which isn't original, but it's not too bad. Anyway, I should get to it, and we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, I just got out the rivets, and now I'll start to get off the paint. I found that this actually works relatively well, even though this is a wood chisel, but it should work well with this paint. So let's get to that. Well, I've actually found that hitting the helmet with a hammer like this works really well as well. As you can see, the paint really just goes off really easily, which is nice, because I was already expecting to be spending a lot of time trying to get this helmet down to this white paint. So yeah, I'll keep at it now. As you can see, I've already made quite the progress. So the top of the shell is already quite nice. Still got some stubborn remains of the paint, but mostly it's gone. But yeah, you can already see it's in really nice shape still. Pretty much no rust. The only spot that is a bit rusty was, I think, one of the rivet holes. I think that was actually just rust on the paint, because I can't find it anymore. So yeah, this is pretty much like as if it would have left the factory. Well, if you ignore the dents in it, but I mean, this helmet probably saw a pretty rough life being used for a fire department, so you can at least imagine it has a nice history of, I don't know, saving a couple people, maybe. But yeah, that's the paint. It's very crumbly. So yeah, I'll carry on, and hopefully I'll see you when I'm done with at least that layer of paint. So this is what it's at right now. Yes, I've cut myself a bit, but ignore that, because, well, the most annoying areas are almost done, because it's really hard to get the paint off right here. Here I'm still on my way, but after that it should be relatively easy after I remove this reflective band here as well. And the paint on the inside is really thin, as you can see. It's goes off really easily, which is nice, because I don't want to have these streaks here, because that doesn't look too nice. Maybe it would leave some marks when I respray it, so I'd rather be on the safe side and do it properly once instead of doing it twice. So yeah, I'll keep at it, and well, it shouldn't take too much longer now. Alright, doesn't that just look really nice? It's taken long enough, that's for sure. So yeah, now all of this yellow luminescent paint is off. Now I guess I'll start with the inside, but this paint right here is really thin. You can see it just scratch it a little and it's already coming off, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue to get this off. So let's do that now. So those are the paint chips. As you can see, they glow in the dark. I'm not sure if you can see it there, but they do. Kind of weird to have this glowing stuff lying around here now, but whatever. Right, I'm done for now. I'll need to get the paint and then spray this helmet. Oh, this is the other reason I bought this other helmet. Yes, it's another helmet. And here's the lot number, DN551, so it's probably left the factory a day later, but unfortunately I'd hoped this was also the original paint on it, this black, but it's not. It has a red color beneath it. Let's see if I can find a spot where you can see it. As you can see, I've already started to remove the paint because it goes off pretty easily, and it's yeah, the red paint beneath has been chipped quite badly. As you can see here, it's pretty much almost gone, and then someone put some matte black paint on it, so I'll just take this off and then I'll repaint it in Feldgrau. Then it'll look like it had left the factory yesterday, though it also has dent right here and right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, there. There, no, that's just it's wet. But otherwise this isn't nearly as banged up as the other one. So I shall carry on now and we'll see, because this paint actually goes off really easily, so this shouldn't be too much of a challenge. See you then. I've just taken out the liner. As you can see, it's a pretty similar model to the one in the other helmet. This one still has the chin strap. And I might convert this into a World War II style German chin strap, because it's relatively similar and it's got a nice old looking buckle to it. And in this helmet actually the rivets were really easy to remove in comparison to the other one. You can see these copper rivets, they were really thick and you couldn't, almost couldn't even bend them through the hole again. It was a real pain in the ass, but these were really easy, which is nice. So that's the progress right now. And alright, you can give me all the hate you want, but I mean, this paint isn't original anyway, so by doing this I'm not really destroying a lot of history, so yeah. Anyway, let's carry on. And besides, maybe these helmets actually didn't ever leave the factory with any paint at all, because I mean, as I've already said, they don't even look like they've really cleaned them up a whole lot. If you look at this rivet hole right here, or this air vent hole, it's pretty sharp, as if it's been stamped and just left like that. Same with this one. So maybe these were actually just stuck in the factory after it was bombed or something and never actually got finished, and after the war they just found all these ready to use helmet shells and, well, made their fire department helmets out of them. But that's just a theory, and I don't know, obviously. I mean, how could you prove it? It's just an idea. But I'm planning to make one of these helmets SS and one here. Just waiting for the decals to arrive, obviously. But when they do, they look nice. And I've also ordered some of this Aluminium Oxide to texturize the helmet, so it looks like it was factory new. So yeah, let's get on. So, quick status update, I guess. And as you can see, I've sprayed the helmets in Feldgrau, but this is just a base sort of layer, just to see any imperfections and where I need to remove some paint, which is left over. So I can see the stampings are pretty accurate, actually, like really round and everything. But you can see that there's still some remains of or some holes in the paint layer below, so I think I'll need to do something about that. And obviously, as this is the helmet that still has the white paint beneath it, you can see where it's chipped, it's white, which is less than optimal. But the good thing is you can still see the stamping quite well, but especially in this one. paint here. And this one's obviously a whole lot better because it doesn't have as many dents and it's bare metal beneath. So yeah, wherever it is worn, it's immediately like original use, which is nice of course. But I'll need some more paint because I was at a friend's place and he had this paint, but now it's run out, so we need more. And so this seems to be the only way to get this white paint off. I've tried a lot of other things, chemically mostly, to get this off, but it just really won't come off. So I'm just using a drill with a wire brush to slowly... So have you heard the one about the two German helmets walking into a wire brush? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, as you can see, I've cleaned them up. Now there's no paint on them at all. And they'll be ready for repainting. I'll paint one in a darker color because I've seen some originals that were in a very dark, almost black color, very dark gray, and one in field gray. And well, at least this color has already arrived. I don't know if it's the exact color they used, but it's relatively similar to paint they used in World War II, or it's the same color code. It's RL 3021, and it's basically Panzergrau, so the paint they used for the early war tanks, so it should be, well, it has some historical provenance with the German army, so that's why I chose it, because I don't know what the original paint was they used, because it was very late war and there's nothing really that has survived to say what paint it is. So I'll be spraying this one, and let's just get to it. So this is what it looks like after one coat of paint. It's still drying, obviously, and well, on some parts it was a bit too thick, so it started to run, so I had to wipe that off. I'd probably like it to be a bit darker, but that's not too bad, so I'll just keep it like this. So nice color as well. So yeah, I'll do that a couple of times and we'll see how it looks. So this is what it's at now. I've had a couple layers of paint on it, though this paint is pretty annoying to work with because it likes to run very quickly even if you don't apply a whole lot of paint, because it's not that it doesn't cover that well. But anyway, as you can see, I've got quite a few layers of paint on it, and also applied some Rautan texture stuff. See this here, it's Aluminium Oxide from this shop, and it pretty much arrived 5 minutes ago, and it does look pretty nice, doesn't it? Just like out of the factory. I've had some issues with this paint because it started to rain and there were sort of bubbles on it, but I got them out, and due to the Rautan on it, you can't really see it, so no one will know. Yeah, this is what it looks like now. Also sprayed the inside a bit, but I'll need to do a couple more layers of it there. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty nice now. So this is what it looks like now with the paint on it and the Rautan. So yeah, I'll apply the decal now. I think I'll make this one an SS single decal and the other one here. And as you can see, it's actually relatively shiny with this paint, though it was supposed to be opaque. But it's not like it's that bad, so I can live with this being sort of shiny. And as you can see, I covered up the spots where the paint messed up with some more of this aluminium oxide, so no one will see that I had some issues there. Yeah, the inside is also nice, as you can see, though it did rain when I sprayed it, so as you can see there's some unevenness in here with some bubbles that were there of the water, but I got most of them out, you can see, and I'd say it looks pretty nice, and it's nice and smooth, and you see the stamp here very well still, Q64DN551. apparently I've seen an apparently original one on an auction site where it had a Hitler Youth decal and the factory logo of Messerschmitt on it. So on the front right here, so probably from the flak. So I could, in theory, also replicate that helmet. But, well, I've already got the decals, so I'm kind of trying out applying them because they work with this glue resin on this paint can. I know it's sticky, so I can see if it works. Just give me a second and we will see. So here we have it. Now it's applied with the glue. The test piece didn't really work very well, but yeah, whatever. This worked really well, as you can see. So you just have to apply the glue, wait for it to be sticky, put the decal in the water so it can separate from the backing sheet. Then have the glue be sticky, put some water on here, put the decal on, then wipe the excess water out. Then use this turpentine and remove the excess glue around it, and you're done. That's all you've got to do. And that's how they apparently also did it in World War II. So this is as historical as it can get to get the decals on it. Also, this is a really nice reproduction. As you can see, it's got the metallic specks in there to make it shine like the original one. So yeah, first helmet shell is done. Isn't that nice? And it even worked really well with the Rautan. I was already worried it wouldn't attach very well, but it did. So as you can see, it has this sort of texture on it now as well. Yeah, it just went on without any hassle, pretty much. So yeah, I'm glad I got these. They are from dday1944.com, I think. Yeah, that's the name of the website right here. And yeah, I mean, they're not very cheap, but they're well made, and that's the main thing you need with good reproduction things, because you don't want any of this China crap or stuff you can basically just print out yourself. They actually used this metallic ink, so it's as close as it can get, but this is not an advertisement, obviously. I haven't been paid for anything. I just, so far I'm pretty happy with the product. So yeah, that was helmet number 1. Now for helmet number 2. I just need to wait for the paint to arrive, but that can take another couple of days. Well, now it's the next morning, but I did have a bit of an issue with this decal, because at some point I guess I touched it or something, because the glue didn't quite settle yet, and the whole thing just kind of came off and had a crack right here. But at least sort of got it to get back together mostly, so it's not too bad, but still that's a bit unfortunate. But that's just what happens sometimes. At least I know to keep a distance from the decals while they're setting for the next one, which, by the way, I've already got lying here. This hair decal. It's already pre-aged a bit, so it looks nice and worn. And that'll be going on the other helmet, which is currently, come on, focus. That's up there. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just wanted to tell you about this, but now it seems to be on there quite nicely, but it still probably hasn't quite set. As they say on the website, it does take quite a while for the glue to completely set, because it's, you know, beneath the decal, and it's not a quick settling glue by any means. Already a bit worn this way, but I don't think that's too bad. So yeah. Let's see how the other helmet turns out. And I've also got because you know, why not, another M35 helmet. So these are M42s. You can see by the not rolled over edges and the stamped air vents. You can see it's one piece. So yeah, I've got an M35 also arriving, though one of these air vents, which are riveted on M35s, is apparently loose, so I'll need to see how I can either replace or repair it. And and I'll be restoring that as well as a double decal hair helmet. So it will also have the tricolor shield on that side, and I also get a aluminium reinforced liner for that one, so it's all historically correct because it's apparently a pretty early one. So yeah, that's sort of the state of things right now. So as you can see, I've just put a liner in this one, and these are the rivets. I didn't even need to spray them because they're pretty much the same color actually. And only this one is a bit loose, the other ones are nice and tight. And I have to say, these liners are really nice quality. The leather isn't coated in anything, and they've got these parts, and they also have a nice drawstring. And then in general, really nice quality. We still have this one. See, the stampings are much better than on the cheaper reproductions. I've seen these sorts of liners sell on websites for 50 euros. I got these for 35 a piece of military collectibles for you, which is a site in from the Netherlands. And we have the usual stamp right here, BNC Litzmannstadt 1943. And they're zinc plated steel. I've already checked if they are magnetic, and they are, so they really are, just like the originals. The only thing I'm not sure if it's realistic is that this is blued, but they've also got this nice felt piece in here, and they have a nice stamp here as well, with a Reichsbetriebsnummer and stamped June 1943. Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense for my helmets because they are late 1944 production, but it's the best sort of liner you can get, so I won't complain. And it fits in nice, and has a nice stamp here as well. Size 57, as these are 64 size shells. And yeah, I'll put the drawstring in, and then this one's done. On to the next. And guess what? I don't just have one more helmet. Oh, I might have gotten myself another 35. This one isn't as nice, in as nice a condition as the other ones. I still need to remove some of the paint here and there, and maybe do something about these corrosion holes. But overall the condition is pretty good. This is a pretty early helmet, and this was used by the police afterwards. This is a bit loose, I might solder it on. I'll see about this one, maybe I'll replace it because it kind of looks pretty shabby and worn. But yeah, it's an M35 shells, still really nice. Stamped D7 here and NS62 right here. So it's from the Nickelwerke Schwerte AG, I think in Düsseldorf actually, so it's not far from here even. So yeah, it's a nice shell definitely. I'll make this look brand new again, and according to the lot number it was a double decal helmet. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now, and I'll also spray this one in apple green. So enough talking, let's keep on going. I've also sprayed the other shell, so yeah, more talking. The other shell with Feldgrau already, and I'll continue spraying that as well. So this is what they look like now. As you can see, the lighting isn't too good, but you can see what they are like now. Really do like this decal. If it were to focus, yeah. Just needs to harden up and stuff. And on this, the rivets are also nice and tight. Not like on this one where one is a bit wobbly. And I've also already aged the leather in this one. Or basically just put some brown shoe polish in there, and also some black shoe polish. And it's I'm going to turn on some lights or something. There we go. I can get a better picture of this. That's nice and brown, dark brown color, as it should be for an original because obviously it's worn. And this is what the Repro looks like after I've put some leather fat on it, so it's actually even more yellow when you get it. So you really have to do something about it, because otherwise you just, I don't know, they just look so weird when they're this brand new color. This just looks so much better, and yeah, that's the difference you can achieve by just putting some shoe polish on there. Really, it didn't take very long to get it like this either. The cord is also a bit dirty now, but that ain't too bad. I guess I could have taken it out. Might do that with this one. And yeah, I'll probably see you when I'm done with this as well. And I should also show you the M35 again. Sort of this in for now, but I'll see about a better rave for getting this in here, because the solder just seems to want to go out again. And I don't think that this air vent is original, because it hasn't been, you know, done over on the other side, so it's probably a reproduction. But it's not too bad, because it looks like the original, and this original I might see to replace, because it looks pretty shabby, and I'd rather have one that looks good and proper. But what's good about this helmet is the stampings inside are still very nice. You can see here NS62 and lot number D7, so it's a very early helmet with a very low lot number, so one of the first to roll off the production floor, and that's seen its fair share of action. As you can see by all these little rust holes here. I'll be trying to fill them in to give it a bit of a better look, and also I'll be getting 2 decals for this one, as the lot number says it's a double decal hair helmet, so that's what I'll be getting. So yeah, that'll do for a good thumbnail, wouldn't it? Oh, let's take this side with the better vent hole. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? Imagine just finding that in a barn or something. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm done with this one. This one's already done. Although I might get some chin straps for them, but I'm not quite decided yet. I mean, I don't especially need to have chin